First things we are going to cover is the manifesto promises, and we are going to go through them one by one. If you are someone who is going to be voting soon, and if you are someone who is going to be voting in the Bihar elections, this is important. This is something we are going to have to look at. So, first and foremost, what are parties promising in their manifestos? Like, this is a very easily available link from the Hindu. What I would suggest is have a look. I mean, don't leave the stream. Like and share and subscribe to the stream. You can go see this here, but like in the side comments. Not right now, later. So, did someone come in and just go? Hold on. What am I doing? Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, you're still there. See, I'm sorry, this thing keeps, like, unless the issue is that unless someone is like actually texting in chat, I don't get the information. I get the information like, oh, someone, like there's just one viewer right now, which I am guessing that was Swaraj. Or some, okay, but maybe Swaraj is gone. Anyway, so the Bihar elections are always important, mostly because the Bihar as a society is kept poor. It is not poor by default, and we have to understand that, mostly because Bihar as a society is Bihar and UP actually is what like, okay, I need to collect my thoughts here. Bihar as a society and UP added to which are a source of manual labor, cheap manual labor. And it is one of the paramount important aspects of the Indian society. Like, we are not going to be able to work without cheap manual labor, because all of our, say, companies, all of our... Dude, by the way, I'm alone today. Like, sorry, this is distracting because तू घर पे alone है तो मुझे क्यों बता रहा है? तू इधर alone है तो this has happened before. Again, I am not a big streamer. Do not expect this to be like 5 million people subscribing in. Like at like a few 100,000. ये नहीं होने वाला है. The best to best streamers get like max 100 people. India is not a streaming community, which is sad. It should be. We could talk so much. So, as I was saying, sorry for Bihar is kept poor because Bihar and UP are like a major source of cheap labor for the rest of India. And like this, it's extremely exploitative. It is a feature of capitalism, this thing where it is actually kept poor. You can see it within its own how it was run. Like earlier it was Gundaraj, then it was like just an incapable government not even being provide like basic factories. Like Bihar doesn't really have factories like what other places do, and you're going to be like, hey, but like someone needs to be able to provide like even labor. Someone needs to be able to provide like someone needs to have a workforce. Like Bihar could have developed itself as well. Like there is no difference from Madhya Pradesh to Bihar as such. They're not too different. Like, okay, you can say like Biharis have a different language, but like we are still the same people. But why is Bihar kept so lower than even say Maharashtra? Maharashtra people are still a lot more educated than from Bihar. So what ends up happening in this scenario is because Bihar becomes a source of like manual labor, Bihar becomes a source of like direct labor. It is kept poor so that the labor will always be cheap. And the people are not focused and people don't really focus in Bihar on like the developmental practices. This has been changing recently and are a lot more focused on caste. So we are going to talk about all of this. and we are going to go through like why, how, what are they first of all promising, like the NDA government and the UPA current, like whatever they're trying to call themselves now. Remind me, what is the full form of uh, the INC, the CPI, ML Liberation, etc. parties? Like, what is the Maha Agadi? No, that's Maharashtra. See, hold on. Should be here somewhere. No, actually, I know it was here. It would be very nice if you could remind me. And I'm sorry, this is not a point of me not being prepared. It's a point of me having ADHD and autism and my brain just shutting down. So please excuse me. Guys, text box. Hi Roman, how are you doing? Mahagadbandhan. Right. Sorry. I am so sorry. I forgot that name. Anyway, hey Roman, how are you doing, man? Thank you for being here. So, Bihar elections, what are they promising? The India Alliance and the NDA. So, first of all, this thing, okay. We are going to go one after the other. So, on jobs. So, there are two major factors here where the India, like the overall is like the India one is promising like what? Every person in the household is going to get a job, where the NDA has not promised shit. None of those things are good, because what the India Alliance is talking about is the India has remained focused on tackling Bihar's unemployment. Their manifesto has promised issues an official order giving one government job per family within 20 days of government formation, and within 20 months, the job process will start. This is absolute bullshit. There is no way to accommodate the amount of population Bihar has, and every family gets one job, at least within family. This is not going to happen. This is ye nahi hone wala hai. This is just fekebazi. They are doing this fekebazi because the point of the whole election right now, people feel it's jobs, because India is going through basically what you can call a recession. Is because people don't have jobs, unemployment is rising, and because Bihar produces so many people for cheap labor, they have a lot of force that is currently unemployed, even in other BJP-led states. So the problem here that happens is, if you can promise them a job, even a hope for a job, you are expected to get some or the other votes. But this is not going to happen. And I am sorry, like, this is officially wrong. Again, remember when I said, like, in the earlier live streams, if you have gone and watched them back again, that a lot of times what it comes down to is, if you are good enough, you will not have to, so not right, rather good enough, like if you are dedicated enough to have this whole thing to actually work, you're going to provide them the means of how they are going to do it. Not just like a promise, but how are you going to fulfill the promise? That is the problem with India Alliance right now, especially when it comes to the jobs, because they have no clue, and it is very apparent they have no clue. Because they are not saying, like, I even checked it in a little bit detail in their like main folder. They just said, oh, we'll give you jobs. They're not going to be able to. CPIM has a better understanding of the matter. We are going to come to it, but they are part of the alliance. Like, they are congruent with them, and you can see the difference, like where CPIM has included their needs within this, and the India Alliance has included their needs within this, because it is very stark, because CPIM actually has a plan. Only 6% of graduates in Bihar with jobs will they give other than digging soil. Yeah, see, that is another like issue with them, right? Is because Bihar, because people do not have the capacity to do certain jobs other than manual labor, because again, they are kept poor. They are kept unable to educate because again, Bihar is looked at by literally everyone as the only source of manual labor within the country, which is a problem because Biharis are extremely smart people. But care. So because only 6% is graduate, they cannot have a bigger share within the marketplace that is more than just manual labor. So they are going to use it for like, oh, you work. So all you have to do is go out once a day, take this bag from here and put it somewhere, and that's your government job, which is bullshit, which is absolute bullshit. Because first of all, dividing so much, you are not getting actual work done. Two, they are not going to be, everyone is not going to be provided with safety materials, that is like safety equipment that is actually required for all of this, or the training, which means is they're like people are going to suffer a lot more. So I absolutely hate this. Like, I wish they had like thought of this before. Like, someone who I'm still going to say, like, voting for the India Alliance is far better overall than voting for the NDA, and still this is still bad. So contractual and outsourced. Other job related promises include making all contractual and outsourced employees permanent. Providing skill-based jobs in IT parks, special economic zones, industries based in dairy and agriculture, healthcare, farming, food processing, renewable energy, logistics, and tourism. See, the problem here is people do not have the skills developed yet. You cannot have this just khulle mein. You have to train people. Are they going to train these people? I think not. And they are just promising out of nowhere. The question is, who are those keeping them poor? Lalu is from Bihar, so is Nitish, and everyone there in government. They are dumb, or they care about they care about where the money is coming from. A lot of times governments are not catering to the people of the country, they're catering to their biggest funders. So if you want to know who is actually they're catering to, find who is funding them the most. Most like Lalu Prasad Yadav, it can be funded by the factories in other states, can be funded by factories in Bihar, could be funded by literally anyone, because all of this data is not available. So what ends up happening is, like, if I was to give like $10 million to a specific political party, they are going to be my basic, like, they have to listen to me or that money will go out. So if I say to them, I need workers from Bihar to come and work for me for cheap labor, they were going to make sure that that shit happens. That's why Bihari people are kept so poor and uneducated. It is a feature of capitalism, because to have a capitalistic system, and all of these are capitalistic, like you can go like even BJP is capitalistic, Congress is capitalistic, everyone in the middle is capitalistic. They need a constant supply of poor people who can do the job at a minimum price without unionizing, without understanding their rights. That's why Kerala as a rule is far more developed than Bihar. And like today is also the day Kerala announced like zero extreme poverty within the state. We'll get to it like in 2 days, because I really want to see how that develops further. But so why is it that we cannot get rid of poverty in Bihar with so many people ready to work, but everyone in Kerala can? Is because who is actually governing the society and where the funding is coming from makes a lot more difference than just like, oh, someone from Bihar is leading us forward. But why only Bihar, not say West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, and Punjab? See, I can answer for Punjab. Punjab is a border state. And they are people who, like a Sikh people, are not always considered as quote unquote Indian. Like even if they have the moniker, a lot of times they are considered like Muslim adjacents. That's why there is so much hate with them. So you would not always see them, and because also they are very proud people, they believe in self-development. They are not that easy to control. So Andhra Pradesh and Orissa, like southern-ish states that do not really like, they don't go out as much. They developed it themselves, which is good. This is also because their influence in politics was not from top down. Everyone under the spear of the original government body of India has not done that well. Plus, you also have to understand that population also matters. Andhra, Orissa did not have that much population before, as much as say Bihar and UP. So they were looked at as, oh, these people can work, so we are going to push them to work more. And West Bengal, for that matter. Again, border states don't really count, because border states you have to keep people very happy as compared. Because like there's more fruit in keeping them happier, because then your border becomes safer, more or less. That's why I am so against whatever the Indian government is doing in Kashmir. Kashmir is something that is kept destabilized. It is kept in a perpetual motion of fight, and it is kept in a perpetual motion that these guys are not considered Indian. I don't know why. Like, Indian government has done so much evil with the Kashmiris. I am actually surprised how like we even still have a claim over that land. We literally have taken our tactics of like governing Kashmir from Israel, and how Israel does it Palestinians. And then why not MP, Rajasthan, Northeast states like Manipur has nothing, so is Chandigarh. Chandigarh is a union territory. So MP is much better because it's on the Deccan Plateau. It is much better to start a factory than import people. Rajasthan, you can't start a factory. The population is also sparse. You can't have people. Northeast states were never considered Indian from the start. You know it as much as I do. And whenever those people came in, they suffered racism. I have had Northeastern friends. They have suffered racism nearly on a daily basis, because they would always be called Chinese or like whatever, like all of the slurs that people use. So they were never really good. MP has nothing. MP as in what? Like Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh has the Deccan Plateau. Don't forget. Madhya Pradesh has like factories. One of like very high number of factories exist in Madhya Pradesh because it's such a stable region. Like you can be attacked tomorrow, and like the Indian army can be fighting in the north. They can be fighting in the west and the east, and still Madhya Pradesh is not going to be affected because it's literally in the center. Chandigarh, again, factories and mostly farmland. That is why like they are like the producers of the country, where the production was more focused on. Even like in like Western Maharashtra. Also, there's one more thing, like with population also becomes a thing. Also, there are droughts over there a lot. So you can't always have shit going on. Let's be honest, Kashmir is important because of water. Pakistan only cares about them. So does India. No one cares about them. And they don't make it easy on themselves by supporting succession. See, supporting succession, can you explain that a bit more? Because at this point, I'm just going to switch to this. Yeah. Mera thopda zyada dekho. Yes, Kashmir is important because of water for Pakistan. That is very true. And India cares about Kashmir. I mean, to be honest, I don't know why India cares so much about Kashmir. Because it has done nothing more than just harass its people from the start. And they keep saying that we are Indians, we are part of India, give us the rights of and as much as an Indian does. They have been screaming that from the start. What do you mean they are not allowed to develop themselves? What do you mean you are always like keeping like the internet out from them? That is the problem. Like, India has been oppressing Kashmir. Like, and they don't support. What is succession? Like, what do you mean by supporting succession in this scenario? And after, like, you answer me, I'll reply to you, and then we'll go back to the NDA thing, because now I have to cut this out. And it takes shit long to cut shit like this out. I'm waiting. Agalwad separation. Hold on. What? Agalwad separation from India. India cares because water only. The 5 rivers lifeline of Punjab is there to control. You don't want them to go to the enemy state. Sure. And see, they consider separation because India has been harassing those people. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Like, tomorrow, if the Indian army posts in front of your house and tells you that you can't go out of your house beyond 8 p.m., you can only buy rations once or twice per week. Water is going to be controlled. You are not kept safe because of the Indian army keeps raiding your houses on like mere suspicion. It has become a military state. And you are telling them, oh, they don't they want separation from India. Obviously, some of them are going to want separation from India. Come on, be real about this. Like, and yeah, like, we are lifeline of Punjab, water comes from there, it's fine. So treat them nicely. Why do you treat them like crap? Why do you treat them like they are not Indian just because they are Muslims? Like, treat them as equal Indians because they are. They have been screaming this from the start that, hey, we are Indians. Dude, when Pahalgam happened, they had a rally in support of India. And people on the, these people on like the on media channels were screaming at them that, look, oh, look, they are part of like the people who killed those 26 tourists went back into being Kashmiris and blended into the crowd and they were allowed to. That is just simply not true. See, we have been demonizing them from the start. We have been pressuring them from the start. Their life is less than of an average Indian, and an average Indian's life is not that great. So when you think about this, obviously, like, the anti-India sentiment is going to be present because we have done literally shit all for them. Like, I can tell you right now, we have done shit all. If a Kashmiri has been successful or anything, it is in spite of India, not because of it. And I sound harsh. I know I sound harsh, and I sound very harsh on the Indian government, but this is not children's games. These are people's lives, and we are playing with people's lives at this point. And that should not happen. But it is, and it is sad, and we need to talk about this, and we need to push this forward. The Indian foreign policy, we can talk about India's foreign policy, but much more important is India's like internal policy, and it does not look good. Like, what do you think happened with Manipur as well? Like, Indian government supported that genocide. Indian government supported that ethnic cleansing of cookies. And I'm not saying they send them weapons. They might have, I don't know. But when you don't do shit, when you don't help out, and when you're only quiet, you are supporting by ignoring it. Your silence is that support that you just seem to, like, you just don't want to help. That's the problem. And it's worse in Kashmir because like the Indian army is actively involved in suppressing those people. Like, give them back their internet, give them back their education, give them back their freedoms. Jesus. We don't need to keep them under lock and key just because we are afraid to, I don't know, like, what if they might join Pakistan? What if this? What if that? They are not going to. They are not stupid. They can see what is happening in Pakistan. You can talk about infiltrators, but when it comes to infiltrators, who do you think is your best friend? The locals. But they don't trust the locals, and that's the problem. And they don't trust the locals because they think all Muslims are the same. And that is a problem with India. Kashmir needs to be free. And I'm not saying free in the sense, oh, it needs to part ways from India. The people need to be free to live their own fucking lives. It's not good. Anyway, we are going to go back to the point we were talking about, because obviously, like, this was a tangent. And if this point comes back up ever again, I'm also going to sidetrack, because it's like a very close point to me, because I have met Kashmiris through my schooling. I've been to Kashmir, and these people have nothing. They literally have nothing, and it is our fault. It is our fault, it is our government's fault, and it is the fault of our army. Like, our own plan for Kashmir is failed completely. And we need to do better. We need to treat it like another state in India. We need to give the people their dignity back. Anyway. You can't ignore the interference from foreign entities on all border states. Same in Manipur. What? The interference of foreign entities in Manipur, where they helped douse a fire because our government was too useless for Manipur's government is too useless to do it. In Punjab, who pushed drugs in Punjab? Like, do you think like Pakistan pushed drugs in Punjab? No, the Indian government did. Kashmir, see, Congress made the biggest blunder in Kashmir by rigging it. Yes, I agree. Okay, Roman, this is not a pro-Congress stream. I'm not going to be mad at you for or be, like, angry at shitting on Congress. Shit on Congress. Like, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, in Kashmir, Congress rigged elections in Kashmir. Congress did bad shit. And Congress is also to be blamed here. I'm like, yes, I agree. Wholehearted. Also, is my voice better now than before? Or is this too high for a gain? I'm just asking. Yeah, no, Congress fucked up. When I say the Indian government, I just don't mean like in the past 10 years. I mean like throughout, like from 1947 till today. I am not like okay. So another tangent. Have you ever wondered why the name is Papaksh? I would like you to give me your best interpretations of the name that I'm using. I will wait. No issues. I'm going to have to cut so much later when the video comes out. It's going to be very extremely annoying. Wait, hold on. No, nothing whatsoever. Why the name is Papaksh? The name is Papaksh because it's a mistake. When I was young, not like that, I was 16, 17. I thought when you're talking about an independent, it's called an Apapaksh, not Apaksh, Apapaksh. So, I love that mistake of mine. It tells me that everyone can make mistakes, and to remain more towards the people than towards like any political party. And I was gonna write Papaksh as the actual name of the channel, but it didn't click. So it's Papaksh because it's easier to say and it's easier to remember. But with the Papaksh, it actually follows like the connotation of how names should be. I have heard like, because people find it a little, I think, because like I had yeah, I know. Everyone is a ex-Sangi. Dude, I know you, Kumar Pallav. Yeah, I know, man. Don't worry, you don't have to I don't have that many followers that people have to introduce themselves now. I know every single one of you. So that's why the name is Papaksh. I tell you, like the shit all thing was like I was speaking with like Meghanand, Meghanand. I guess you guys should know. So I'll say he's my follower here, which is very surprising. I was like, oh my god, Meghanand follows me, and I barely started this thing going. Anyway, so and he said Papaksh, and I was like, fuck. It is not it's Papaksh. Just to remind myself. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. And I was like, fuck, this biggest streamer and like really amazing person who is doing so much can't pronounce my name. I was like, shit. No, but he still is my first follower. So I'm just like, oh my god. I don't know if he's still here or still watches this. I'm gonna cut this shit out. Because like if you haven't noticed, I never like put like a thing like, oh my god, Meghanand follows me. I'm not that kind of a person. I'm never going to be. So I'm just like, okay, bro, I'm gonna cut this out. You're never gonna see this again. Anyway, we should go back to the original point because we were talking about the Bihar elections. Someone said Kashmir and I got triggered. Also, like, share, and subscribe, please. If you can, repost the VR Live thing on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you can. Just trying to get more and more people in here, if possible, so we can talk about this better. So please, Eksangi, please, Roman, please share this. Anyway, so with all your support on this point, I'm gonna go back. So where were we? Yes, so within India Alliance is promising like jobs, like okay, we are going to have like one person from each family have a job. It's absolute bullshit. It is not gonna happen. That's a lie. Why am I burping every time we come back to fucking jobs? The other job promises of making contractual and outsourced employees as permanent. The whole point of this is not going to happen. I'm sorry. Providing skills-based jobs to, again, as Roman said before, 6% of the population in Bihar is actually skilled or has completed their education. So that's not going to happen. Special economic zone, like, are you going to import people from the south? Industry based on dairy and agriculture. People are going to get jobs like, oh, you are responsible for milking that one single nipple of this cow, and that is the nipple, and there are like 4 people sitting next to you, like just doing this. It's a lot of people in Bihar. You cannot have this. Such a stupid plan. And like, I don't know if you guys saw this before. I said this before. If you have someone claiming all of this, you might like, you have to ask how are they going to achieve this. So India was to re-implement old pension scheme, issue domestic certificates to give Bihar denizens preference. See, this is more doable. Like this last part. And you know why it's doable? It is from the CPIM. It is not from anyone else in India, because CPIM has given their like personal manifestos too. That's what I was looking for. Like most of the good and achievable things are from like the Communist Party of Bihar. Jesus. And yeah, sure, that works because they actually give how they are going to do their shit. The scale of NDS promise is no different in spite of being in power since 2017. Obviously. Like they rely, because they are a capitalistic, conservative party, they rely on lying to you and trying to make you feel better while exploiting you. So if they stop exploiting you, they're out of the game. They are promising 1 crore jobs. कहाँ से आएंगे, किधर से आएंगे, किसको पता? अभी मोदी की टट्टी से निकलेंगे या नेशनल गऊ काऊ से निकलेंगे, कहाँ से निकालेंगे, नो वन फकिंग नोस. They have been trying to do this 1 crore jobs, every single state, none of them have worked. the jobs that are there, people are getting let out. कहाँ से आएगा जॉब भाई यहाँ पे? Like same thing with before. It's the same thing. You lead to setting up mega skill centers in every district. Wow. Skill sensors करो. I'm not saying won't. Mega skill center नहीं चाहिए. पर private skills like push education. Oh hey Bliss. Nice. I'm doing fine. I'm like shit tired today. Like shit all. So I'm just pushing through at this point. Mega skill centers in every district is not happening. नहीं हो रहा इनसे. See, we are reading their manifestos and laughing at them. Women. What are they gonna do for women? The promise for women by both coalitions vary in nature. With promises like creating 1 crore lakpati didis. हजारपति नहीं बना पाई इन लोगों को, अभी को लखपति बनना है. And financing aid up to 2 lakhs. NDA will focus on economic empowerment without direct benefit transfers. You know what this is? You know what this means? Type it in chat. What do you think it means? इधर 4 लोग हैं, मुझे चारों जन ने बोलना चाहिए क्या लगता है कि क्या करने वाला है इधर. Like I swear, these people are so fucking stupid. Like इसको घंटा बोलते हैं. I'm serious. Like fuck all, dude. Like without direct benefit transfers, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna have 2 lakhs financial aid per person. How do you get that aid? Don't know. What are you gonna do for like making someone lakpati? भाई साहब लोन भी नहीं है ये. लोन होता at least it would be better. This is nothing. What are you gonna get the loan on basis of? We saw this before. We talked about this before. Like when you have these strings attached to loans, यार भाई लोन लेके कोई भी लखपति बन जाएगा. It is like such a bullshit. I mean, I know you're trying to be funny and shit. I understand. But like it is such a weird concept of like these people thinking like we are going to give you a loan. Now you have 2 lakhs rupees. No, you have 2 lakhs in liabilities. You are in 2,50,000 debt. You don't have 2 lakhs in your pocket. This is bullshit. This is so fucking bullshit. I'm still surprised people fall for this. Anyway, on the other hand, the India has promised like self-help groups workers under Jevika Didi scheme as government employees with 30,000 per month, which actually does work. And you know why it does work? CPIM liberation का है ये. The Socialist Party का है ये. This is not India bloc का. They kind of steal it. But fine, whatever. I don't care as long as people get the scheme. I don't care if like this is from like the socialist perspective, this is like from the capitalist ones, as long as people get it. Total loan waiver and a monthly stipend of 2,000. You know how I keep saying we need universal pay, universal basic income चाहिए. Like 2,000 is very less. Like it's absolutely bullshit, but it is still something. It has also been offered a monthly stipend of 2,500 rupees to all women from December, which is good, totaling 30,000 per year. See, we saw this before. We saw this in the earlier video where we were talking about the whole thing and socialism and Kerala, that this actually helps. Like, irrespective of whether the person is working, not working, like this ingestion of money helps. This is extremely important for actual development. And I'm not just saying this like, oh, I want India Alliance to win. No, fuck that. This as a policy works if you do it right. This shouldn't happen. Like, people vote for India Alliance and then they end up like, oh, the paisa nahi milega, paisa delayed. That shit happens, come on the road, fucking fuck them up. But this as a policy on paper, it really works. We have research on this and it works. So this makes me hopeful Infrastructure. India's biggest pitch has been double engine government, which has done shit all, to be honest with you, because they were in the state even now. With the BJP at the helm of the center, has promised to establish satellite townships across cities. Hold on. I just want to ask you, because my mic is going haywire. Do you need me to reduce the gain? Like something like this. With the BJP at the helm, the NDA has promised to establish satellite townships across cities. A new city named New Patna, International Airport in Darbhanga, Purnia and Bhagalpur, 10 new domestic airports, 7 expressways, railway tracks spanning 3,600 kilometers, and metro cities. Okay. Let's be very clear about this. 6% of the population in Bihar has completed their education. The poverty scale is so low, people have to live on like 200 rupees per day का उनका खर्चा होता है. No, not per day, like per week कुछ तो भी 200 rupees. And these fucking people want to have like airports and domestic airports and international airports and New Patna. किधर से आएगा लोग? US was able to hold on after COVID because they were given money to spend. Yes. And Europe में you got like more than minimum pay. I was in Ireland back during COVID. I was paid by them. Be like, dude, be real. You don't have a job. You are a student. हम तेरे को पैसा देंगे because you started working and your job was over. You have to be able to survive. They paid me for shit like this. This is universal basic. The reason why I always keep saying universal basic income is so fucking important is because of this shit that I have experienced. It really does help people. And like, you would be like, oh, but we'll give them food, we'll give them this. No, fuck. You give them food, you are not meeting their needs. Like, if they're like, oh, I'm gonna give you food, do time ka, you have to come here and eat, it would have been an hassle because I can cook for myself. I don't even need groceries because you don't know what I eat. Just give me the money. Thank you. Bye-bye. See ya. Ta-ta. So that's what they did, and it really helped me. And it really helped the people in like the America. That's why they came back. Like, why is the Manrega scheme there even if it's not used? Because it really helps people in times of need. You need to have universal basic income for people. It is absolutely amazing to have something like that you can fall upon. But sadly, we live in this world where we do not have social welfare schemes because of the exploitative nature of this capitalist system that we live in under Modi, Adani and Ambani. And I'm sorry, these two, the last add-ons are still our kings. Infrastructure, like, this is so fucking shit. Like, kya karoge tum iska? You have 7 new 7 expressways. कौन जाने वाला एक्सप्रेसवे से ये? भाई, लोगों के पास इधर गाड़ी नहीं है और तुमको एक्सप्रेसवे चाहिए. उससे अच्छा पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट पे फोकस करो ना बेगधेड़ियों. Railway track spanning, that is required. That is true. Like, there's only one thing that I think the NDA should ever focus on is like updating railways. Like, Vande Bharat, for example, is like a really amazing shit and it can go really fast, but it has to average at 70 kilometers per hour because railway track hi chutiya hai. Yeah, we have only social welfare for the rich. We do not have social welfare for the poor, which is the whole problem with this society. Social welfare से पैसे वालों को मिलता है because उनके पास पैसा होता है. Social welfare needs to be for the people who actually need it. But again, because capitalism is inherently exploitative in nature and it needs someone to exploit, the people who are exploited, if they are given the money to sustain through that exploitation, it defeats their purpose. Isliye I keep saying, like, as long as we are living in a society that we push for like the rich people to be richer and like companies and like this, oh, I'm gonna be so entrepreneurial, I'm gonna be a billionaire, this fucking ideology that we have been fed into, shit is not gonna change. if you really want change, if you really want to make a difference in people's lives, we need policies like universal basic income where people are paid even for doing nothing. Because for more than not, they are doing something always and they don't get paid for it. They're doing free labor and they need to get paid for it. And like, it's not always the case that and people, even my little brother, I have a brother, and he once said like, oh, but if we keep paying people, they are going to be drunks and like they are not going to work. That is not true. That has been never been true. You look at any decent census on this, whoever has been paid as a universal basic income has gone back to the workforce. They have never remained as people who are like drunks or just don't do anything or like overusing the resources because it's available. You know why? Because people want to matter, people want to do something. And because of this idea that like people need to be forced into working, people won't work if money is such a big thing, what ends up happening is that you are undercutting your own argument. Because if you are not going to help people, your economy is not going to grow, because your economy grows per capita, per GDP. It doesn't grow just looking at the GDP. This is the problem. 2 to 3% का example बना, सबका welfare बंद कर देते हैं. That is, Kumar, it's the funny or ironic part is it's not even 2 or 3%. It's 0.01% का example बना के सबका welfare बंद कर रहे हैं वो लोग. It is such a low number of people. It shouldn't even be in the statistic. That is the problem. Anyway, the NDA has vowed to pump industrial investment up to 1 lakh crore, build 10 new industrial parks, manufacturing units in every district, add back-end hub in Bihar. Back-end hub in Bihar just means like assembly units, which is bullshit. Worth 50 lakh crores, 5 mega food parks. कौन जाने वाला है, खरीदने वाला? I don't understand. Have they checked poverty in Bihar? Like, who's gonna go to a mega food park? This is rich people shit. Textile silk park in Mithili. Defense corridor. Semiconductor park. Bhai, we don't have the technology. I am sorry, we don't have the tech for creating a semiconductor industry at this point. Jab milega tab aayega, which is going to be so far away. Global tech park and fintech city in the next 5 years. मतलब क्या ऊंचे सपने देख रही हैं एनडीए वाले? Like seriously, like एनडीए है ना ये? मुझे लगा कोई चूतिया कट रहा है. Like इन्होंने क्या, like you know these people that they have, like the stand-up comedians, उसको बोला है क्या जो ऊंची फेंकने के लिए लिख दे कुछ तो भी अपन 5 साल के लिए निपटा देंगे. Like the first thing they're gonna say, first year ये सब कुछ नहीं होने वाला है because नेहरू ने कुछ गांड मारी है कुछ 70 साल पहले. Other infrastructure plans include setting up hundreds of MSME parks, 50,000 cottage industry. Bhala, okay. Many such major infrastructure promises have been announced to the finance minister's union budget speeches in the last 2 years. Bhala, okay. Nothing, like literally, like none of these are coming true. Like, do remember, Bihar was double engine government for the last 5 years. अभी तक नहीं किया है तो और आगे क्या करने वाले? Like, सोच के देखो भाई. It is the most ambitious promise. This is delusional. I'm sorry, this is not ambitious, this is delusional. Advanced food management system to make Bihar flood management. Oh, Jesus. The most advanced thing. Okay. I'm going to give this to you as someone who is a researcher within this field. I am going to be very clear. If you want the most advanced flood management system in this world, just plant trees and grass by the rivers and stop polluting the rivers. That is the best and most advanced thing you do to manage floods. Flood nahi aayega. Erosion nahi hoga. You won't have like mud falls or whatever, like landslides as well. All you do need to do is plant like the trees that are within that nature ka area. You don't get like fancy trees and plant there. That don't work. Their roots are very not deep, are not even like proper for the soil. Native grass lene ka, grass. You plant it and then you plant dormant trees. Best flood management system ever. Also the cheapest. But koi nahi karta. That is the problem with India. Actually, the world. Bihar witnesses massive floods during monsoon season this year when the election commission conducted a special intensive SIR of voter rolls. This is something very different, and this is something needs to be talked to, and we'll talk about this eventually. They deleted 47 lakh names, and most of the people that were affected were women and Muslims. Bhai, I think we need to be clear about the goal. Bihar election is a tool to weaken the center. I don't give a shit. Bihar election, jo bhi ho, I care about the people. People need to do what you're doing here, only then change will come. I wish more people did this. So like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Mera tarah. The thing is, I care about the people more. I care about the people and how the people are going to be better. Like center mein jo, see, I have given up this idea that any government that comes in is going to do good for the people unless it's forced to. Because see, these problems are not new. These problems are not new in perspective of, say, the Congress or the AAP or the BJP or whatever. These problems are there because people have chosen, like these politicians, to not solve them. These are very solvable problems. And the more I learn about them and the more I understand how things are working, the end goal always remains that there are certain political and financial goals that these parties have that are bigger than their duty of helping the public. Like most of them either want a seat or they want to fill their pockets. So as long as we have this, like, okay, you want to destabilize the center by not having enough like system from Bihar. Let's first get back our systems going. Yeah, that is all true. That is true. But that is not going to happen. Like, okay, what is the guarantee that the next government that comes in, say like BJP vanishes, RSS vanishes, what is the guarantee that whoever comes in, jo bhi ho, I don't care who it is going to follow the law and not just use the law as BJP has? Because that is the biggest issue with like governments, like America, for example. The biggest worry Republicans have about changing certain laws is that when we change these laws, and if the Democrats come in power, they are going to use these laws against us, which is going to be the same thing. And we have seen this throughout like history. Like certain, like UAPA was developed under the Congress, but use kar rahi hai BJP. See, I'm not saying Rahul's leadership, okay? I'm saying like, what about the next person? Are you sure like after Rahul, Rahul Gandhi, whoever comes is going to be as good or as nice? Can you be sure about that? I don't know. Like I expect to live for longer than Rahul Gandhi is going to be I expect India to remain after Rahul Gandhi is not a politician anymore. Sure, I agree. Fine. Like Kumar, I'm not saying no. All I'm saying is that what happens after? He's an empathetic leader. He can be the prime minister for the next 15 years. Actually, no, don't scratch that. Max 2 terms. I don't want a repeat of Modi. So what happens then? Whoever takes over like the reins of Congress. Are you sure we are going to have the same leader back to back to back to back? Obviously not. That's why, see, the goal isn't to be like, oh, I'm just going to be Congress supporter or I'm just going to be AAP supporter. I'm not even going to give an example of being a BJP supporter. I am not going to be ever. The goal is to have people realize that जो भी government हो, we have to focus on the policies that will make our lives better. मुझे घंटा फर्क नहीं पड़ता कौन जो भी is the politician. I was having this same conversation with like a Congress supporter recently, and he was just like, I really hope that guy feels like that guy understands what I'm trying to say, because he was just blinded, absolutely blinded. Like he would not. He will be like I think his thinking was like, a leader like Rahul Gandhi is going to be an immortal robot that is going to be ruling us for the rest of eternity. I think that was his thinking. A lot of times within the political sphere, we are very short term oriented. Like nobody wants to focus like beyond the next election, which is a big issue. Because see, this is the same with BJP ones. Like BJP is promising so much. Like they're promising a lot. But they have been in power since in Bihar for how long now? And if they are in power for this long within Bihar, why hasn't everything that is here achieved yet? Double engine sarkar hai, triple engine sarkar hai. They are also, I think, in the Lok Sabha. They are in the Rajya Sabha, they are in the Lok Sabha for Bihar. So why is this such a big issue? Because see, at the end of the day, when people get complacent with like ये party हम इनको ही वोट देंगे और इनके अलावा किसी को वोट नहीं देंगे, the party loses all incentive for working for the people, as even if that incentive was only for gaining votes, and they are going to do for their like top donors. And this is pan party. This is like bipartisan. This is not just like, oh, we need to have good leaders and they are gonna make things. That is like good leaders. Again, whenever you have a good leader and you think, oh, he's a good leader and we can support him, they are either jailed, they are either taken out and shot. You know it as much as I do. And we have seen it happen before. So like these powers to be, you have to like bow down to them or you get shot. Then we have seen this happen before a lot. So the people need to remember that they have the power at the end of the day. They are the ones electing, unless and they are the ones who need to protest if all of these promises aren't met. Anyway, going forward. Being out of power in the center since 2014, India has limited its promises to mostly the state, setting up industrial clusters, upgrading district hospitals, setting up super specialty hospitals. However, it also made 5 new expressways. Again, kisko chahiye? We need better public transport, not express fucking ways. But see, a limited promise is still a more doable promise that comes from these people, not actually the India bloc. Upgrading district hospitals is possible. Like हो सकता है 5 साल में अगर किया तो. Setting up super specialty hospitals not needed but possible. Setting up industrial clusters नहीं होने वाला है. But at least there's something I can be like, oh, okay, the India bloc can achieve. One second. Anyway, education. Special focus has been given to education by both coalitions. Fucking obviously, they have to. They never do it because at the end of the day, the idea is to keep Bihar poor, not keep Bihar educated. Because again, they need that Bihari workforce to keep people poor and for these whole fucking ass companies. Anyway, India promise includes 5,000 crore fund to renovate district schools. Fine. Establishing AI hubs via centers of excellence. Do you know what cognitive offloading is? The more AI you use, the stupider you get. It's proven, by the way. It's not like मैं हवा में बोल रहा हूँ. There's a research paper already. So having AI centers of excellence and autonomous why centers of excellence and autonomous medical colleges and agency is bullshit and bad for everyone. Again, this is an exercise in keeping people stupid. A super specialty hospital for pediatric and autism care supports sports centers in every district for registered sports. Whatever, fine. Guys, I need you guys. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna quickly go. You chat with whatever. I'm gonna come back in like 5 seconds. Okay. Fuck. My shit sound was off. I forgot. So India has promised to build 2,000 centers for women. District fine, none exist. Fine. Providing monetary relief to students. Fine. That is from the CPIM. I'm sorry. India has promised to waive fees for competitive exams and free travel to and for exam centers. See, this needed to be free altogether. I don't know why it's not free right now. Like, first of all, why do competitive exams from the government have fees in the first place? Second, travel, like we need more public transport. Like, free to banana hai hi, that is what you need to do anyway, because it has been seen that a free public transport pays a lot more than a paid public transport. Second is public transport needs to be enhanced, not just made free. Like, we need more buses, we need more trains, we need more, I don't know, trams if you want. But like, we still need more buses. At the very least, we need a lot more buses. Like, jitna fleet hai, triple it. And strict investigations to paper leaks. See, the thing is with investigation and paper leaks, you don't need, like, it's not very hard to keep a paper secret. And even if you have open papers, like there is a concept in education where the paper is provided beforehand. Like, tum padho or tum karo, and then you just answer. And there are ways to test you based on like known question answers. So just do that. It is very easy. So paper leak होएगा ही नहीं क्योंकि government ही बोलेगी ये paper लो. But my sneaking suspicion on that is the reason why they keep this as paper leak, like such a big issue, is because they know they don't have the jobs to give, because this is like right before bharti wale question exams. So they'll be like, oh shit, paper leak ho gaya, none of your batch can get a job. So 1 साल के लिए जॉब देना बच गया. मूविंग ऑन नेक्स्ट ईयर, जब तक वो साइकिल चलेगा, नोबडी इज गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट लाइक जॉब नहीं मिल रहा है. एवरीवन इज गोइंग टू टॉक बी लाइक पेपर लीक हो रहा है, एंड दैट इज नॉट दैट बिग ऑफ अ इलेक्शन स्कैम देन नॉट गेटिंग अ जॉब, बिकॉज देन यू आर स्टिल होप लाइक जॉब है पर मिलेगा नहीं क्योंकि पेपर लीक हो गया. तो पेपर लीक प्रॉब्लम है, ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं कि जॉब ही नहीं है. It has also been promised a law to restrict transfer of posting of teachers. Thank God. Healthcare workers within 70 kilometers of their homes. Thank fucking God. Like, the transfer bullshit is absolute bullshit. Like, whoever started like transfer ho sakta hai tumhara in a government school, even healthcare worker, is absolute bullshit. It is stupid. It makes you less able to do your work. लाइक मेरे तरह चूतिए नहीं होते लोग कि बिस्तर उठा लाइक थोड़ा झोला उठा के निकल पड़े, किधर तो भी जाके पहुंचेंगे, किधर गिरे पता नहीं. दैट इज मी. आई लीव लाइक दैट. लाइक आई विल पिक अप माई शिट एंड लीव ऑन लाइक अ ड्रॉप ऑफ नोटिस समवेयर एल्स एंड आई विल बी फाइन, बिकॉज मैं हूँ चूतिया, मैं हूँ पागल. वैसे पीपल आर नॉट दिस. पीपल आर स्मार्ट. पीपल केयर अबाउट देयर सराउंडिंग्स. People are comfortable with a certain like surroundings and their home, etc. Having you being posted beyond 70 kilometers is absolute bullshit, because that literally means you have to transfer to a new city or a new village to teach or be healthcare workers. Doesn't work. What it is better is like you post like you need a doctor in this or this village, and people who want will come. It's that easy. We have had like sweeper jobs that where PhDs are applying. They don't know how to sweep. They are still applying. It is a very skill intensive job. But they don't, even if they don't have the skill, they are applying because lagta hai, because India does not have jobs. Like getting a teacher's job or a healthcare worker's job, people are going to come in droves from everywhere. So give them the choice. Why would you want to transfer? So let's say economically backward class, I think. No, extremely backward classes, EBCs. Yeah. So EBC constitutes the largest bloc, 36% in Bihar as per 2022 caste census, making it the wooing target for both coalitions. See, अगर कुछ करने वाले होते ना इंडिया वाले तो अभी तक कर चुके होते. They have been in power for so long. They are not going to do it because I will say this again and again and again and again. These people do not give a shit. You know why? Because they need people to be poor. Because Biharis make the largest block of workers. And they want to appease their masters, like the government. They want, like Ambani Adani, to have workers in their factories. So they are going to suppress these people and be like, you don't have any alternatives. India has promised to financially up to 10 lakh to EBCs like Tanti, Tantana, Tantama, Nishad, Malev, Kevat. Okay, I'm not going to read all of them. Per person or per community? कभी पूछा है? Because per person तो ठीक है. Per community, a special committee headed by the retired Supreme Court judge will be retired Supreme Court judge mane someone who's looking for his next gig in the government. He's not going to do good by the people. Study and advise the government on steps to improve EBC's social and economic conditions. Social welfare programs have been for the life, like from the time I was born, from the time you were born, from the time Modi was born, social welfare programs have been known to give the most benefit to social and economic conditions. They include reservations, uniform healthcare, universal healthcare, universal basic income, and free education. They also include an active effort in making people understand that caste is not the only thing that's important in life, and following caste is detrimental to yours. Like casteism is detrimental to you. None of this has happened. So what the fuck do they mean? They are going to take steps to improve EBC's social and economic conditions. What the fuck do they mean that? और अभी तक 5 साल के लिए क्या कर रहे थे? हाथ में लेके हिला रहे थे क्या सिर्फ? 5 साल में तो कुछ किया तो है नहीं. तो अभी क्या नया करने वाले हैं ये लोग? Take care of she, rest. What she? What is she? Like she as in a woman? Take care of the woman, the rest will fall in place? Is that what you mean? Oh, security, health, education. Oh, yeah. True. Sorry, I read your other message. Didn't read the first one. Sorry. Security, health, and education. That is true. We need social contracts. We need social welfare schemes. In contrast, India has promised better representation, 30% reservation in panchayat or urban bodies, EBC interest-free cash transfers up to 5 lakhs for 5 years to be given to Nai, Kumar, Bandia, Lohar, Mochi, and Mali communities. I do not know the importance of these communities in this conversation. I am sorry, I cannot explain to you any of that. But interest-free cash transfers of 5 lakhs for 5 years. It works, but you know what is better than this? Just giving them the money and shutting the fuck up. Like, you don't even have to give them 5 lakhs. Just give them like 10,000 per month. That's what, right? 1,20,000 per year. Perfectly fine. Like, you don't need 5 lakhs. You need 1,20,000 per month, per person. They'll be better. I promise you. That's minimum universal money. I'm trying to find new ways of saying universal basic income, if you haven't noticed. SC, STs and minorities. Cash transfers features in both coalition manifestos for scheduled caste. NDA has promised a monthly stipend of 2,000 to SC students, boarding schools, special ventures for SC students and working youths. Fine, that is a good scheme. Can we make it for literally everyone? However, STs and minorities do not find to mention in their manifesto, which is normal for NDA. Again, that is a party, like both parties more or less are focused a lot more on exploiting the poor. They are not going to find, like, obviously you're not going to find them. On the other hand, India has promised to fund 200 SC students yearly if they wish to pursue higher education abroad. That's a pointless endeavor, let's be honest. Like, ye sapna dikha ke, it is completely, I mean, NRIs need a lot more support of SC and STs. You need to have that. Like, if you meet an NRI, like, unke मुंह पे थूकने का मन करता है. They are so fucking vile. So yes, okay, overall, like, India's international representation ke liye, this is a good scheme. I'm serious about this. How it will improve the skill, like the life of the people within Bihar, I'm not really sure. It's promised to get constitutional amendments passed to, yeah, this is important. This is important. This is extremely important, and I would say vote for them just because of this. They need it. They deserve it. For, like, they need, like, the constitutional amendment passed to break 50% reservation limit in state and 20% reservation for SCs and hike in quota for STs as per population in urban and panchayat bodies. This is extremely required. Like, is pay vote though, like, I swear, like, I don't even check this, because this, like, the first 200 SC students yearly if they wish to pursue is fucking bullshit. For minorities, India promises are conceptual, holding their constitutional rights and non-implementation of the amended WAC Act. I guess that is also true, but I don't think they have been in power to actually do anything. And farmers and fishermen, literally only cash benefit. Just give them the money. Like, मैं अभी बोल रहा हूँ, like, whoever it is, whatever your like manifesto has named, the only thing that ever works is universal basic income. मैं बोल के थक गया हूँ अभी. Cash benefits largely in the promise of farmers and fishermen. Just give it to everyone, man. Fucking idiots. NDA has promised 3-class transfers. No, you need monthly, totaling 9,000 yearly, which is very low and not needed. Farmer investment up to 1 lakh crore, not needed. Just give them the money. Guaranteed to purchase crops at minimum support price. See, this is so fucking, like, hypocritical. NDA was the one who wanted the farmers' law, which would make this impossible. And double crop production, which focus on self-dependence in pulse production. Fine. Just plant the 3 sisters. If you don't know what the 3 sisters are, check. These are 3 different plants that support each other when growing. Indian government is stupid for not promoting the 3 sisters. For fishermen, 2 cash transfers are totaling 9,000. Why? Just give them monthly money. It has also promised a double fish production. And see, fishing is based on how much catch you have. How much fish are there? It is pointless, and to even say that, oh, if based on, like, tumhara fish production we will double, it is pointless. This is also becomes pointless, because see, if you don't have fish to fish, how are you gonna chill and process the fish? It Travels India promise echoes a revival of previous farming structure, guaranteed to acquire crops at MSP. That is good. At least these guys were supportive of the MSP. Revive farm mandis and strengthen agriculture market commitment committee. See, this is something I can get back behind, to be honest with you. Like, because I already want, like, universal basic income for literally every person. And this thing is actually, like, okay, this is doable. This is Hawabazi. Sorry. This is doable. Like, you can revive this with enough support, like enough pushing for it. You can't do this because there are no fish in the Yamuna. There is no, like, it's fucking polluted. What are you going to fish if there's nothing left? Like, are you going to fish, like, what? Flatfish or something? I mean, I understand, like, most people are not going to get this. I, by profession, am a marine biologist myself, so, like, don't think about this. Don't think about this. Just do Manrega and just strengthen Manrega. Thank you. Like, I fucking swear, I'm not even joking. I didn't read this before. And all I want to is to strengthen Manrega. And like, oh, on the other hand, India has decided to strengthen Manrega. Perfect. But no. I need more. Ye 1,000 rupees karo, at least. Sometimes, like, okay, I'm pretty sure I barely have read this thing, but this is going to be the same here. See, they are a lot more detailed. Oh, health and public sector, disability. Where are my workers? Oh, CPI wants 600, not 300. See, much more stronger. See, that's why I keep saying vote for the communists. They only want good for you. Everyone else kind of just wants to rule over you. India promises a labor census and consistent training and separate department for migrant laborers with the database to keep records of all laborers. Bihar Mitra centers will establish for migrant workers in Mumbai, Delhi, Surat. Yeah, okay. They're doable at least. That's like, okay, Gram Panchayat workers. I think they don't need more money. I think they need like universal basic income. Start pensions for old Gram Panchayat workers. Oh, okay, how do they not already have this? Government workers need to get pensions. Okay, I hate this word. These are not freebies. They have worked for this even if you don't want to believe it. ND has promised to give free rations, free electricity to 125 units, free medical treatments up to 5 lakhs, 50 lakh new Pakka houses. Oh, Pakka should be Pakka. The spelling mistake. And social security pension. Girls can avail free education from kindergarten to post-graduation. See, in a normal good governance, this should already have been free to everyone. India has put a monthly stipend to 1,500 rupees of stipend to widows. It needs to be more. Senior citizens with differently abled will get 3,000. So this is differently abled and disabled is the same thing. Differently abled is a better word than disabled. It has announced free electricity up to 200 units, life insurance up to 25 lakhs for poor families. Just make it free. Universal healthcare. Like having this whole concept of having like life insurance, the whole concept is bullshit. You should not require life insurance. Your health should be free. Justice for the landless and homeless. This is something I like. Like the reason why I keep saying, like, if you're voting for someone, vote for the communists, because communists at least want to do shit for you. I'm giving them a lot of grace, which I will not extend to the entirety of the India bloc, but still, whatever. Check my, like, maybe it's my bias. Maybe it's because at least they are saying this out loud and not just like kiskofying it somewhere in the corner. Redistribution of 21 lakh acres of land by implementing the recommendations of the Bandhopadhyay Commission. So the Bandhopadhyay Commission was a commission of land reform in 2002, Bihar's. It was led by Bandhopadhyay and it has never been implemented. It is for making people lives better. Sadly, as things go, a commission that has said that we need to redistribute land within people is never going to happen again. And I will keep repeating this. They want to keep Bihar poor. Guaranteed of certification and occupation to the poor living on non-cultivable and government land. A bit stretching this as before. You can't guarantee occupation and certification. I mean, maybe you can guarantee certification. Certification just means they're going to teach them new stuff. Occupation is hard because you don't have nothing to produce. Prohibition of displacement of the poor without rehabilitation. This this is important. A lot of times, rich people can, if they want to, they can apply for bankruptcy. And once they apply for bankruptcy, it's like all of their sins are clear. Poor people, on the other hand, do not have this thing that they can do. So this is important. Like, it needs to be a law that you can't just kick people out. You can't just displace people without having proper homes for them somewhere else. Prosperity of farmers and sharecroppers. Sharecroppers are people like day laborers. They don't own the farm, they just work. Guaranteed fair price, which is absolutely important. Everyone is saying that. No one is applying it though. Loan waivers is important. Farmers need to get loans that are free. Indian farming practices are very tentative to the weather, and with climate disaster that is going on currently, you can't always have good crops. You need loan waivers. The electricity should be there. We make a lot more electricity than we need. It just goes to waste. And when, like, I'll give you an example. In Europe, where there is not enough sunlight, there is not enough, is somewhat wind, they produce so much electricity that they have to give electricity for free. As compared to India, where we have so much sunlight throughout the year, so much wind, and yet we cannot produce electricity for free. You know why? Adani and Ambani. There's no other reason, because they have a lot of coal that they want to sell. So they are not going to be focusing on like solar or wind, which literally makes electricity completely free. We have known this for a few years now. They won't tell you this. Identity cards, guarantee of rights, and ban on eviction for sharecroppers. Yes, thank you. We need a ban on eviction of sharecroppers. They need to have security, job security. For a lot of time, there have been scenarios where like the sharecroppers, in the lieu of like, if you want to keep this job, they have been made to do a lot of things. For example, a lot of sugarcane farmers, sharecroppers, and especially women have been like, and women, not especially women, have been told that they have to go through an hysterectomy where they remove your womb, because they did not want these women to take breaks because of periods or give birth. So banning evictions is more or less the only way, and guaranteeing their rights is more or less the only way to give them like the dignity in life that they are owed from us. Restoration of APCP Act, the Agriculture Market Committees to be reactivated. So this act is, sorry, what was this act? I forgot. Hold on. Let's quickly check. Agricultural Produce Market Commitment Act. Yeah, sorry, I remember. Like, it is just for the prevention of exploitation. Social equality and justice, 60% reservation to deprived communities, same like breaking the 50% mark. It's not as detailed as the before. 95th schedule, which is again breaking the 50% mark. Guarantee of the fundamental needs, electricity, rations, and pensions. Yes, they shouldn't be free. You can make electricity free. I am not even joking. Strict action against violence on Dalits. Yes. Police excess and corruption. We need this. I don't know how they're going to achieve this, but we need this. Yeah, same as INC, like the India bloc. Dignity, labor and scheme workers, same as. So as compared to the India bloc, this is overall higher. That's why I keep saying restoration of OPC. Even who was the Yadav? Tejasvi Yadav promised this. Hopefully this happens. This is important. The old pension scheme. Stage assistance centers for, yes, that is, we read that in the India bloc, comes from the Communist Party. All good things come from communist parties. Immediate filling of all vacant posts. Yes, sure, that is doable. Common school system and control over private educations. That is important, but I wonder how much control you can actually exert on them. Because, see, when I was schooling, our teachers didn't really care. They only taught us how to be good Brahmins, which was a problem. And it is still illegal in Maharashtra. It was then illegal in Maharashtra too. Again, paper leaks are very easy to avoid. You don't like paper leaks happen because there are no jobs. At least that's my opinion on it. Yeah, that's not happening. They are not going to do this mostly because how regressive Bihar is on its own. Okay, fine. Rest of it is same as the India block. Shopkeeper startups. You don't need startups. That is important. Easy loans. Just give them the money, man. This is extremely important. I think we need more money, more or less. Like this whole argument is going to be that we need to extract more money from the government, like pensions needs to be increased. It will come at a very burdensome problem of taxing the rich, but has to be done. Tax the rich, eat the rich. And in that logic, you and me are not the rich. So at least someone is talking about this. Review of law on prohibiting and devising a just policy. At least it's like mouthwork, but it is still there. Again, way too much credit I give to CPIM for just saying this. Because at the very least, they are the only ones saying this. We saw this before. Like the official India bloc manifesto is nothing like this. NDA is even worse. Vote for the Communist Party. And one of the reasons I mostly think is because of this.
Hello and welcome. Good evening. You're watching Democratic Newsroom. I'm Akshita.
This is from like Bihar elections 2025. This is a coverage. We have like people like Rajdeep Sardesai, Gaurav Savant, Raj Chapenga or whatever. So the thing that they're talking about is like caste is real. We have to talk about caste during this. How can you keep caste out of this? True. But I think caste is also the reason why people are not getting their dues. Because see, what happens is, I'm just going to switch to the main screen. A lot of times what happens, like Bihar votes on caste a lot more. And you have to talk about this. Like this year, they're voting for like women and children and like jobs mostly. But that is fine. That is just one aspect. But because like there's so many people in Bihar that's going to vote for like, this person is from this XYZ caste, this person is from this XYZ community, that's why we are going to vote for him. A lot of times, more than not, whoever this person is not going to do it for the people because he's from that caste. Because again, politicians inherently do not care. What a better option to this is, even if you want to vote within your caste lines, vote for the people who at least promise you that they are going to work for you. If you are not going to do that, you are going to end up in the same cycle where you vote for someone just because they're part of your caste, and then do shit all for you, and you are still poor. And again, the election cycle happens, and you keep doing the same thing over and over again, which becomes an issue. Like, do you understand me what I'm trying to tell you? So vote for the person who's going to do good by you, not just only based on the votes, like just the caste